Hi everyone, it's Chris Frame here and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for all the feedback on my recent videos as well as the messages on my Instagram, Twitter and Facebook pages. It's been a very unusual month for the cruise industry and all of us around the world as the world grapples with unprecedented events that have impacted on all of our daily lives. As Cunard fans, many of you have been asking me where the Cunard ships currently are and what will happen to them over the coming months, given that Cunard has paused its operations until May 2020. This is because of government restrictions and social distancing laws that make taking cruise holidays impossible at the moment. Cunard are by no means the only cruise line to pause operations, with most cruise ships being laid up at ports around the world. In mid-March, Cunard announced the cancellation of the Queen Mary 2 and Queen Victoria World Cruise itineraries. I made a video about this already and you can click on the info card at the top of the screen to watch that video. Queen Mary 2's world cruise came to an end in Fremantle. Passengers and some crew were disembarked in the West Australian port. There was an exception made for those travellers aboard the ship who, for medical reasons, could not fly home, and as such Queen Mary 2 is still carrying a small number of passengers. The ship is heading for Southampton. Having departed Fremantle on 16 March, she made the Indian Ocean crossing, arriving in Port Louis, Mauritius, where the ship took on fuel. QM2 then sailed for Durban in South Africa. Here she spent several days awaiting clearance, whilst medical checks were undertaken. Clearance was finally granted on the 31st of March, allowing the ship to enter the harbour. Several South African crew left the ship in Durban, while the rest of the crew and the passengers who remained with the ship stayed on board. She remains under the command of Captain Aseem Hashmi, who has been the master of the ship since she left Southampton back in January. Queen Victoria returned to Southampton in late March, bringing her 2020 South American-inspired world cruise to an end. Having disembarked all of her passengers, the ship has since been on several short excursions from Southampton, which are required to allow for the exchange of water. Queen Elizabeth remains far from the United Kingdom, as the ship was based in Australia at the time Cunard announced its pause in operations. Queen Elizabeth's 2020 and 2021 schedule were focused on Australia, Japan and Alaska, and as such the ship remains in Australian waters, awaiting orders. Having disembarked passengers in Sydney in mid-March, Queen Elizabeth has spent most of her time at anchor off Gladstone in the Australian state of Queensland. She has no passengers aboard, but her crew remain with the ship. During this time, the ship has undertaken several short jaunts before returning to her anchorage location off Gladstone, and she remains under the command of Captain Inger Klein Thorhauge. While Queen Mary 2 and Queen Victoria appear destined to wait out the next few months in British waters, it is expected that Queen Elizabeth will remain in Australian water until her cruising schedule resumes. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. If you're a fan of cruising, why not check out my cruise ship review playlist? Or for history buffs, take a look at my historical tour aboard QE2. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I hope to see you on board.